This is one of my most favorite festivals in the entire world. It is a mood that is unmatched. It is really, really built on Kirtan and just exploring the holy name. It is still a festival that is free, which is unheard of. You become a member of making this festival happen the moment you arrive. So from the moment you get here to the moment you leave, everybody's counting on you, even if it is just to sing in the audience. And so even if you think that, oh, I'm just singing in the audience, you are incredibly essential.
Radhadesh Mellows is a festival that celebrates Kirtan, celebrates the chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra, and that has always been open for each and everyone from whatever their background, wherever they're from. And somehow over the many years it's been going, it's only and ever been growing to the point that, yes, finally we're moving into a larger space, and we know already that it's already too small. But it is something that attracts the many that love chanting in group form with a lot of people who are very sincere. And usually when someone comes for this festival, they not only come back, but they come with some other friends and other people because they're like, this is something you need to experience.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
There was a big youth gathering of people born in ISKCON communities that was held in the summer of 2008. I was very much involved. I was one of the organizers here with a wonderful team. And we made the endeavor to have a 12-hour kirtan with all these second generations that are born in the Bhakti movement. And that happened just here outside on the lawn in front of the castle. And it was meant to be one of the activities, and then you'd have big programs in the big tent with big shows. But the kirtans were so successful, so just joyful, that the programs could not start because no one was there. Everyone was at the kirtans, and it was just such an amazing impact, and everyone was so grateful and happy. And so what happened after that is that the leaders back then, at least here in the community, they approached one of the key people involved within the kirtans, which was Madhava Prabhu, and they asked, what can we do to continue this amazing experience that it was, and engage the youth, specifically the youth in chanting. And so Madhava Prabhu then told the authorities, and what would be wonderful is you organize just a 24-hour kirtan. January 2009, there was the first festival that was held, Holy Name Weekend it was called then. It wasn't yet Radhadesh Mellows. And it had Madhava at the forefront and a few wonderful souls. Nadia Mani was there. I mean, at that time it was big. It was like 150 people.
When I first came to Radhadesh, it was not actually under the banner of Radhadesh Mellows. The name Radhadesh Mellows came like a year later. So we had a weekend of, these long kirtans here in Radhadesh. But then the year after, then Manu kind of took it seriously, had a team together, very dedicated, to take care of the whole, setup, kirtans, sound, prasadam. It's a whole big production. Since then, I've been coming every year. I can't remember how many years it is now, but yeah, it's been quite a few years now.
From there, I started to just organize what were the key essentials. And at that time, just to repeat, when I say 150, it meant you had 100 community members and maybe just 50 people from outside. And so I invited my friends at that time who we did kirtan with, and it included people like Janavi, like Nadia, people who at that time were not particularly known in anywhere. But we got together, and it was a program which also had about 150, maybe 200 people, but it was so wonderful and such an incredible experience that from my side at least, I was like, okay, the next year I'm going to really take charge of all the areas and properly organize it.
So you definitely want to get all of the deities on that one table. No. Like Chotarada Gopinath would take basically this. You have Prabhupada, you have Nitai, and you have Haridas Thakur. But Haridas Thakur is very small. I said that as well. But then you still have the same point. Like this is like here on is like just about the right height. But like our altar so far, stage box is what? I won't take anything, but we're just looking.
I had already labeled it Radhadesh Mellows the first year. And for those who don't know, Radhadesh Mellows is very much an ode and offering to Ayendra Prabhu's Vrindavan Mellows, which are the essential or principal albums in Kirtans that have encouraged so many of us second generations to take Kirtan seriously, and also for having spent time with him in Vrindavan. So it was an offering to him, and also because Mellows is a very particular word that has a lot of mystical and mysteriousness to it, and that in so many aspects describes the complexity that is Kirtan, both in its simplicity but also in the fact that it has so many components which you know what it is, but you can't entirely pinpoint it. In 2011 onwards, there we invited Sacinandana Swami. The festival grew from 150 to 300 people. And it was the first year we also properly did a bit of a broadcast. I think it was on Ustream with just a webcam or a laptop, something very simple, but it gathered a bit of attention. And this is very important, our little sound team produced the first CDs. And these CDs, the quality of the mix that was produced at that time is something that was just not available or heard for a live kirtan with that quality, both be it from the spiritual and musical aspect, but also from the quality of the recording. And these recordings, we made these very little CDs in a pocket, started distributing them to fundraise money for the festival. And through that, many people started hearing these recordings and they were like, wow, where is this from? And then they figured out this is actually from an ongoing festival that happens. And so it grew. And then by 2012, we had 500. Then by 2013, Acyuta Gopi came and also a few other of the key members that started to be really there every year, and it grew to 800. And this way, every year it's just increased up to the point where, at least at the point when we're filming this, we're going to be probably close to 2,000 people from all around the world attending.
I've been coming to Radhadesh Mellows since, I want to say, 2013. And with the exception of a few years during the pandemic, we've been here for all of them. And when we weren't here, we were doing online Kirtans for Radhadesh Mellows, even while in New York. So we've been trying to do the best we can to support this festival for over a decade now.
I have looked forward for a long time to come here, and I also have heard from many of you that you were really eager to arrive here. In a way, coming to Radhadesh Mellows is a pilgrimage.
This year is a very special year because it marks the 60th anniversary of Srila Prabhupada commencing his trip from India, from Vrindavan Dham, and making his way over to the West, and specifically as we know it, to a unique place called New York. And there was doubt, there was questioning whether he should do this. There was even wondering at moments, I was happy in Vrindavan, I was happy there with Radha Damodar, with all the beautiful lordships that are there. Do I really need to do this? But on instruction of his spiritual master, and understanding also the value of the holy names.
It's something also I really want to emphasize. The core of this Kirtan team and the sound team, our streaming team, our kitchen team, transport, everything that is being done by a group of friends, of people that appreciate to do things together. And for us, primarily, we're doing this because we just want to do Kirtan together. And the fact that so many others want to join, we're very happy and we facilitate it. But even if all those thousands would not come, we would still be here and we would still do the exact same thing. A big aspect people don't realize is that the name of the festival and what it represents is a lot bigger in many aspects than what it is over here. And so we're just a few people who are coordinating it, who are facilitating it, and we're so dependent on people's ability to come volunteer, especially within the kitchen area. And of course, there's also the aspect that this festival is a free festival, and by free festival, we mean again that the Kirtans are free and that the prasadam or the meals are free. For 5 days, you have first-class meals that are served.
My name is Tirupati Gaurangadas. I'm from ISKCON, London. And I come here last 10 years, sort of, to cook for Radhadesh Mellows. Rendering the service for such a large number and for this occasion of chanting holy name is just amazing. I really enjoy that. And I really, it's my pleasure to do some so nice service. So I take care of the lunch and dinner, and we cook for peak time, you can say 1,200 at least, 2,500 even we cook for. Today we cooked like 200 liters of paneer sabji, 200 liters of potato, broccoli sabji, and around 250 liters of rice. And yeah, many things. It's like we cook like 1,500 gulab jamun, and we cook like 200 liters of milk for sweet rice for 7 hours. So, and the puris and the medu we cook like 1,500. Yeah, it's a huge number, and every little detail we take care of. So this is to please the Lord and His devotees. In fact, actually, I don't cook. Radharani cooks here, and I'm just an assistant. I'm just servant of her, and I'm just helping her to cook. And this is the only reason I believe the prasadam, we boga, we cook, and we offer to Radha Gopinath ji, and it's just after the offering done, it's just amazing. It's just everyone says like amazing prasadam, but it's I believe Radharani cooks and I help, and we all help.
Nobody's doing this for name or fame or some huge money amount. No one is getting paid. Nobody's doing this because we're hoping to get rich at the end of this. I've seen so many people that get into relationships and you ask them, how did you meet? Well, people were at Radhadesh Mellows. My own daughter, when she was born, Radhadesh Mellows was happening. and I was in labor in New York, but I was watching Radhadesh Mellows to deal with contractions. So lives were built on Radhadesh Mellows. And I know that my child is here because of the prayers of everybody here at Radhadesh Mellows. And Sacinandana Maharaj had paused the Kirtan and asked everybody to pray. And from that day on, she's been a Kirtan baby. And so Radhadesh Mellows is always a little bit of a birthday celebration for her, because this is how she came into the world.
I have been since many years now at this festival. I remember I even felt I must come there when I was just released from hospital and I was holding my side where the surgery had been done.
For me, this festival is one of the best festivals that I go to around the world. I travel to many places. What makes it really special is it's in winter, so people can't go outside. They can hang out outside, so they have to be in the room. But also the mood is also amazing, because it's all about the mantra. It's not about ourselves. We try to take ourselves out of the equation, take the ego out and try to put the mantra, put Krishna in the center. Hopefully people can feel that and they're attracted, and the festival gets bigger. It's growing bigger and bigger.
Definitely there are more people here now. The internet has really widened the exposure of a festival like this and has brought so much more audience together. And sometimes we wonder if that's going to change the mood or the vibe. Are people coming for the right mood or the right feeling? And every year, everybody comes and we ask them to put away their phones. And every year, people do it more and more.
The combination of all these people chanting together brings something incredible. So we all know phones are very practical. They can do so many things for us, but they are in many aspects a distraction. And it is also a distraction that is very strong within Kirtan. And so that's the reason we also invest so much funds every year to streamings, just so that anyone that may not be able to physically be there, they will have a first-class experience online from the Kirtans, hopefully, or close to, or even as good as being right there in the Kirtans, and it could arguably be more comfortable than being squeezed between people. You can be on your big screen with a first-class broadcast and wonderful sound. And the reason we do that is so that those who are present can and should take full advantage.
We now have a new and expanded hall, but before then, the space was 2 sizes too small. And the people who wanted to be here really wanted to be here. They're standing room only, and they would stand for hours, cramped up all together, packed in, so much so that now we have a new hall and no one knows how to spread out. Everyone is still tightly packed in, and I'm thinking there's more room. We could spread out, but because we're so conditioned, we have no idea how to do that. Everybody just knows that we're here. The doors open and people run in, and then we just sit for 12 hours a day. Where else can we go to give that much attention? It's like binge Kirtan.
Looking at a long term, actually, we would like at some point to build a proper Kirtan hall, a facility that would be able to comfortably host 1,500, 2,000 people at a time. And that means you'd have a festival capacity of about 3,000, and which would also allow a space big enough where we can still manage things, but not start to get distracted, because at some point when you go within a certain size, there's also more capacity for people to get distracted. If in the future somehow we have the capacity or the ability to build an enlarged space which would really be meant and made for a Kirtan, and that would be wonderful, be it in 10 years and 20 years, then hopefully we can keep on opening this festival to more and more people from around the world.
Please come to this festival. It's very heartwarming. it's food for the soul. And, once you live here, you leave with a heart full of joy and happiness and bliss. So come to Radhadesh Mellows.
It will never happen if we hold back. We come to Kirtan, we come to a workshop, we come to a meditation retreat with all of our baggage and all of the things that we hold on to. And many of us are really yearning for someone to make sense of it. We go through life every day making sacrifices, doing hard things, and we wonder, does anybody care? I've done all this, and for what? What do I get out of it? If we can come to Kirtan, if we can come to a retreat, if we can come to a meditation, if we can come to a seminar and take the risk of opening up, don't hold back and be vulnerable with divinity, we'll start to see, divinity will say, I see it. I see every single sacrifice. It counts. And just watch and see how the relationship is not what we thought. God is taking the smallest risk and magnifying it into a huge deal. Do you see what my person did for me today? They danced a little bit. And for that, I give them all of me. That's spirituality. And we think that spirituality means looking a certain way, being a certain way all the time. No, it's the small choices. Our spiritual lives are in those small choices, the small risks that we take to do something a little bit scary, just to be a little bit more vulnerable, to trust that, okay, I know I've been hurt by people, but that's a people issue, not a God issue. Can I now change my conditioning and take the opportunity and say, okay, I'm going to try again? That is love.